my channel. I think we're a little far, maybe. Thank you. Do you ever feel like you're constantly searching for peace, comfort, or just company in other people, places, or things? But no matter what, it truly never lasts. What if I told you that the safety that you're craving is something that can be found inside of you? If you're ever having trouble feeling confident and comfortable in your own space, please keep watching. I really want to share with you guys how you can become your own safe space emotionally, spiritually, and just physically overall. So what does it really mean to be in your own safe space? It means learning to self-soothe instead of seeking external sources. So maybe that looks like sitting in your own company in silence for 5 minutes, going on a walk to the park by yourself without calling, without texting someone, and just in general without adding noise to that solitude. I think it also means accepting all of the parts of you, even the messy ones. So maybe that also takes some accountability to some extent and just seeing, okay, maybe I can be a little assertive at times. Maybe my delivery is not working so well. And I think when you learn to accept yourself, it really goes hand in hand with learning how to be by yourself, truly alone. And lastly, I think it means cultivating your own peace so that you don't seek external validation. So what does it mean to be your own safe space? Being your own safe space means that you don't have to knock on other doors when you're hurting. It means that you can return to yourself and really know that you're so grounded that the only noise that matters is the one of reason, the one that's coming from you, not the one that's coming from friends or family. Now, this doesn't mean that you don't need people. It just means that you're not emotionally dependent on them. And that is another topic of codependency. When you don't know how to be alone, you can form habits of codependency with people. And sometimes when we're forming those habits, it's towards people that don't have the best intentions towards us. Those are topics that we have to ask ourselves when we're mingling with people. When was the last time that I felt safe and sure? Who was I around? Was I alone? Was I with another person? And when we ask ourselves those uncomfortable questions, I think it really paves the way for growth. Now, this leads me on to the second part. How do we abandon ourselves without realizing it? Abandonment may look like abandoning your own intuition to please others. It could be shaming yourself for crying when you're feeling angry, upset, or just feeling a lot of emotion. It could also be like pushing through when you know that you're right on the edge of burnout and you just need to take a second. We're definitely ghosting ourselves when we feel uncomfortable. We're learning how to tune out our own intuition and amplify the voices that we're hearing outside. When we're ghosting ourselves because we're feeling uncomfortable, it looks like maybe cleaning or doom scrolling or picking up the phone and calling someone or texting someone when we know that we're not really looking to have a conversation for good reasons and we're actually looking to seek that external reality because it's really hard for us to look inward, silence ourselves, and face our issues. Another question that we have to ask ourselves is, how have we been abandoning ourselves lately? Whether it looks like burnout, whether it looks like spending too much time on social media and doom scrolling, or it looks like maybe you've been picking up the phone and calling people because it's uncomfortable to sit by yourself. And to conclude that thought, I just want to say that oftentimes when we're running, we're not really learning how to stop, check in with ourselves, take a step back, and just be. When we take those first steps, that's when we're truly taking the steps to become our own home. Here are some tools and practices that we can really instill so we can become our own safe space. So number one, self-check-ins. The importance of adding pause to our days, no matter how busy they are. When we're really taking the time to pause, we're also taking the time to feel. And when we're taking the time to feel, we're also giving our mind just space and body, because let's also talk about how your body stores certain memories that maybe your mind might not. And when you're pausing, you're slowing down, you're giving your nervous system just time to feel things through. What makes it feel safe? What is it craving? Maybe I'm feeling too frazzled. I have to stop. I have to go on a walk. I've done that in the past, and I feel like I couldn't have done a better job at listening to my mind and body. Sometimes when my mind was running crazy, I just had to sit down and really just listen to my body. I was feeling anxious. I couldn't sit still. I couldn't concentrate. And so that's when I knew it was my time to stop, take a walk, listen to music, come back, and I would quite literally remember what I was doing, and it would fix the issue. If it was something that I felt I couldn't do in the moment, or it was just extremely hard for me to concentrate, I would suddenly just like, the answers really do come to you. The answers would come to me. And I feel like that is something that we need to instill everywhere. I remember a teacher once told me, if you don't know the answer to a question on a test, go to the next one. The rest of the questions might have the answer for that specific question that you were spending 5 minutes on, just thinking, doubting, talking yourself out of it. And I think, again, that just goes hand in hand with the importance of pause. So number 2 is journaling. You do not have to be a good writer. You don't have to write a whole story about it, about your whole day. Even if it's just a couple of sentences, you're already taking a step forward. I think when you sit down and write, I feel anxious and I don't know why. Sit down for 5 minutes. It doesn't matter if you don't know what to write next. I promise you, just sitting down in silence and writing it out, your body is gonna come through for you, and you will get the answer of what is making you feel anxious. Sometimes by the 3rd sentence, you're gonna get your answer. Number 3 is boundaries. Boundaries are protection. You don't have to explain your no or why it makes you feel uncomfortable. I think just learning that no in itself is a sentence. It stops there. No one has to know why it makes you uncomfortable. You don't have to over explain yourself. And I think specifically for a lot of communities, and just personally how I was raised, you always felt like you had to explain yourself. And in your adulthood, I think we have to really realize that just no is an answer. Number 4 is inner child moments imagination. This is something that I feel that is, it's very emotional. And I think that it's really important. You just have to sit down, close your eyes, and just visualize sometimes hugging your younger self. I think also it's not just about visualizing, but doing things that make you feel happy, that you would do as a child. For me personally, it's coloring. I love coloring. I think it's a stress reliever. I think it just helps me in general calm down. It makes me feel happy, and I really can't explain why. The only thing that I can come to a conclusion to is that when I was younger, I really loved coloring. I would watch cartoons and color. And I remember I took one Saturday to just do that. I woke up, I made coffee, I got my coloring book, and I was watching cartoons, and it was like the most healing thing ever. And I think a lot of people, especially, we're getting busy, we have jobs, some people have families, we have a lot of responsibilities. Of course, we have bills to pay, we're adults, sad. But I think taking a moment to make your inner child happy is something that's going to make you excited about life and make you look forward to life. It's going to make you a happier, more joyful person to be around as well. So number 5 is self-care rituals. And I actually wrote them down, but any rituals such as I think the whole intention is just being slow. Trying to be calm, slow, and collected is the point here. So anything such as drinking tea slowly, lighting an incense, lighting a candle, maybe you sit down and pray, maybe you sit down and talk to yourself. I think the most important and final thing is putting your hand over your heart, sitting in silence, taking deep breaths, and just being. That's it. You don't have to think about anything, just being. You'd be surprised how calming that is, especially in situations where you're anxious or maybe you're just feeling lost. Number 6 is words of affirmation. The words that we speak and how we speak to ourselves really do matter. I think something as simple as I feel safe, I am safe, I feel seen, I am protected, I can trust myself, and my emotions are valid is something that is so undermined. And I feel like when you really do that, you're speaking into existence that you can trust yourself. It's almost like you're rewiring your nervous system. And at the end of the day, it's going to bring you so much calm when you repeat these practices every day. You don't have to do it first thing in the morning. You could do it when you get home at night. It could be your own ritual, and it literally takes 5 seconds. Let's talk about rewriting your narrative, because you deserve to feel seen and safe. We need to normalize that not everyone grew up feeling safe. Maybe your home was chaotic and emotionally unavailable. Now, in this day and age, we're talking more about reparenting ourselves, especially if you've gone in therapy. I think it's a term that you've heard before. Becoming the calm and being that presence that maybe you didn't have growing up. Like I mentioned earlier, our minds forget, but our bodies do really remember. That's why certain moments feel unsafe when they're really not. I think at times, sometimes we'll walk into a public space, a home, be like, why do I feel anxious if I'm not? I'm safe, I'm okay. And like I said, our body does really remember what our minds may forget. Maybe it is the environment and you're around a person that ups your anxiety. Or maybe it's just your body being stuck in that trauma and realizing like, oh, this is familiar and we were anxious when something similar like this happened. It doesn't mean that your life is in danger or that you have something to worry about, but maybe something may have triggered your body to feel that certain way. Overall, healing isn't about being perfect. It's about coming back to yourself over and over again, no matter how many times it takes, and no matter how messy it gets. If no one ever made you feel safe, it's definitely not your fault. But as adults, it definitely is our responsibility to give ourselves what we didn't get and what we deserve. The moment that you become your own anchor, no storm can take you under. So overall, if you're waiting for someone to see you, if you're waiting to feel seen, or you're always waiting for permission to feel safe, I just want to remind you that that really starts inside of you. You definitely have the power to become the person that you're meant to be and that you're wanting to be. It's not about being perfect, it's about setting yourself without judging yourself and letting yourself feel all of the emotions, no matter how messy it can get. If this spoke to you, I really want to encourage you to do one thing for yourself after this video. Something that'll make you feel cared for you. Whether it's going and getting your nails done, journaling, sitting in silence for 5 minutes, doing a self-affirmation in the mirror for 3 seconds. Anything, literally anything. Show up for you, because nobody is going to show up for ourselves like we do it. So thank you so much for watching this video. Please share it with a loved one, a friend. Give a like and comment below with a heart if you enjoyed this video. If you want to see more of these, I really appreciate you staying to the end. I love you guys so much, and I hope to spark up some more conversations.